Welcome to the hub of analytics education, preparing students for the future, millions of records at a time. The hub of analytics education is located in Boston, Massachusetts.
My name is Charlie Bay Maldred, one of the co-founders of the Hub of Analytics Education. The objective of today's video is we're going to import a file into a business intelligence tool. And we're going to get some simple totals using that business intelligence tool. The tool that we're going to be using today is IDEA. IDEA is by Caseware Analytics, and it's predominantly used by internal and external auditors. So you'll need to get your license for IDEA and also download the sales file from the Hub of Analytics Education. Let's get started.
So we have Caseware IDEA opened up here, and we're going to create a brand new project, and then we're going to import some data, and we're going to look at some totals in that data. So the first thing we're going to do is go right up here under Projects and hit Create. And we're going to name this Video Teaching Notes. We'll come back to this project several times. And now I know I've got the video teaching projects open because I can come down here and I can see Video Teaching Notes are available. The next thing I want to do is I want to import some data. So we're going to go up here. I got projects, and right next to that, import. So I'm going to import a project. And what we have is this import assistant comes right up. It gives us all of the different files formats that we can bring in. And all of our files are .csv or .txt files. So they're going to be text files, not Excel files, but text files. So we want to go find this particular file, and I've got everything saved in an external hard drive. So I want to open up that external hard drive. Here it all is under Video Teaching Notes, and here's my data. And what I want to do is I want to bring in the sales final 12/31/2016 file. It's a big file, so it may take a while. So we're going to open this up. That's good, we're in good shape, and we're going to hit next. So what we've got first of all is it looks like a lot of stuff going on here. One of the things I want you to be aware of is that this is only going to bring in the first 2,000, 2,100 records, and it's going to make decisions based on those first 2,100 records. This particular file is a comma-separated file, and you can actually see that in here. Every single particular item has got quotation marks around, well, text has quotation marks around it with a comma. So we see commas between each one of these. So it is delimited, so we'll hit next. The next thing we're going to do is we want to select what the delimiter is. In our case, it's a comma. And we will also want to click on the first visible row, our field names. So what happens is when you do that, that particular record goes away. So now we know that the first visible row are field names. Let's hit next. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to define what these are as far as the type of character, or type of field it is. So this one in this particular case is a character field. It's a text field. The other types of field we can have are numeric, date, or time. So I'm going to go through this very quickly, and we're going to define this. So the first one is a character file. Next one is numeric, and it comes up and says we've got 0 decimal points. Next one, also numeric. Next one is character, numeric with 2 decimal places, again numeric with 2 decimal places, and this comes up character, but this is really a sales date. We'll come back to that momentarily. Next one comes up numeric, classification, numeric, excise tax, numeric, vendor number, numeric, vendor name, also character. So we're pretty good with that. The only thing we've got to go back to is look at this date time, or the sales date here. Now what's happening is this is it looks at these dashes and doesn't know what to do with it, so it's calling it a character field. So we're going to change that to a date field. And now what we've got to do is we've got to put in the date mask so that this knows how to convert this data. And what we're going to basically do is replicate that this is year, month, and day. And you can see this is definitely day because we got 22, 30, etc. So we're going to put in the mask. It's Y, 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 because we got 4 items for year. We're going to put in that dash, then month, month, and then we're going to put in day, day. So now it knows that it can read, and you can see how it read it. It was able to convert this right into a particular date function. So now we've got everything set up as far as the kind of character. So we're going to hit next. Next thing is do we want to put in any more fields? And we do not, so we're just going to hit next. And do we want to have any equation, create any equation? The answer again is no. We're just going to move forward. Next thing it's going to do is it's going to ask us what do we want to call the database? And do we want to generate field statistics? And in this particular case, I'm not going to generate the field statistics right away, but we will later on. So let's just hit finish. Now this is going to take a while to read this in, so as soon as it's done, we'll get back to you. All right, so now we're back. Caseware has now loaded everything. That took a few minutes to do. And what you can see is we have all of the data loaded in here. Now, one of the things I always like to do is just kind of scroll down and see how this all looks. And I want to look beyond the first few records. I want to make sure that, especially this inventory ID, I want to make sure that I've captured everything in here and that nothing got truncated at all. So I'm just going to just keep scrolling down, make sure that I've got plenty of space here. It looks like I've got plenty of items. It looks like it did a pretty good job of making sure everything, gave me all the space that I need for each item. Whereas in other programs, you have to set that length. IDEA does a good job. You don't actually have to change the length. You can actually get a good width on all these things. So be careful when you're bringing in data so that you're making your fields as wide as you possibly can so that you're not losing data on the end. So like you look at some of this stuff, this is right to the edge. That's probably one of my longest fields. We go up here, right? You can see that even though I didn't make this field as wide as I should, it still read everything in, which is one of the nice things about IDEA. It will still read everything in. So I'm pretty comfortable with what we've got here. So let's go back up to the top. And I can see what my different fields look like. Store, brand, description, size, quantity, sales dollars, price, etc. Everything looks like it should come in. I've got about 14 records here. So what I want to do is I want to come up with some very simple totals, and I can use these totals maybe to agree to the financial statements or something. So let's go in and we're going to hit field statistics. And it's asked, do we want to create field statistics? Now, when I imported this, I could have generated the field statistics at the same time, but I wanted to show you how to quickly just hit field statistics. So do we want to create statistics for all fields without statistics? Statistics, and do we want to create statistics for all fields without statistics? And the answer is yes. This is going to take a little bit of time to go through. All right, now we have our field statistics, and you can see up here you can do different field statistics for different things. So what it has done is it's created field statistics for the numerics. Date, it's giving you some field statistics, but you don't really know what that means, and we don't have any time. So let's just look at the numeric. So what we're concerned about here is we're looking at sales dollars to see whether or not our sales dollars will agree to our financial statements. And we can look and see that our total value, our net value, is $452,062,952. Our absolute value is the exact same, which means I don't have any negative values in here. And I can also read down here and I can see no negative values. How many positive records I have, that looks about right. So I have total records of 363, but there are some 0 records in this particular file. That's interesting. Total number of valid values, that's how many valid values we have. Here's our number of 0 items, 55, etc. So you can really quickly get a picture of what's going on with your data. If you were concerned about these 0 items, all you have to do, and this is a really cool thing with IDEA, is click on those 55, and it will come up with, it will extract those records and show you exactly what those 55 records are. So one of the really cool things about IDEA is it does give you that opportunity. So this will take a few seconds, and we'll take a look at what these zero values are, and then we can do some analysis from there. So we can take a look. These are our zero records as far as sales dollars are concerned, and that's because they have a sales price of 0. Right? We can see what store this is in, what kinds of alcohol we've got, and it looks like some of this peach vodka has $0 on it. So we're not really sure why that is. That could be an interesting problem for this particular company, why those things were sold with $0. Just hit done there. And so that is a quick overview on how to import data, get some quick field statistics, and now we can read more data in and take a look at some other variables if we wanted to. Thanks for watching the Hub of Analytics Education video series. The Hub of Analytics Education provides open educational resources to educators around the globe, supporting both higher education and secondary education. For more information, please visit our website at hubae.org.